up Without Borders.
Today we're in Waikato region here in New Zealand and we're going to take you on a tour of
Hairy Feet.
Let's go, we'll show you what it's all about. Hey guys, welcome to our channel. We are Growing Up Without Borders, a family of 5 on a mission to visit every country in the world. During the pandemic, we were actually happily stuck in New Zealand and we were able to partner with some amazing attractions in the Waikato-Waitamo area. You may have heard of it because of movies like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. From amazing scenery, movie sets, rappelling down rocks to discovering some of their caves, and even surfing in the ocean, we invite you to discover this fascinating part of New Zealand and come along with us for an epic adventure. And as we're going there, I want to show you some of the beautiful scenery. I just found dice on the side of the road over there, made out of rocks. Our first stop was to a place called Hairy Feet, where Peter Jackson discovered this epic area to create scenes from his movies Lord of the Rings. So this is their personal farm, and Peter Jackson and the whole crew came in and just revolutionized, set up all the movie sets. That's what we're about to go show you. Pricing to come in is $60 for adults, 15 and older, and children under the age of 14 are $30.
First things first, watching an introduction video.
So normally you go in a little van, but because there's just a small group of us today, we get to go in the buggy! Woohoo! Comment below if you recognize any of these scenes. This is part of the movie set right here that we're entering.
Our guide Susie started by showing us some scenes, then she would stop and show us pictures of the scenes and describe what was happening in them. Then came the really fun part where we got to recreate some of the scenes.
And we've come around and we're just really standing where the house was. That big rock there is this fella right here. So it's a camera crane shot basically back by that tea tree, by that manuka, looking above us and over our heads. All limestone.
It is?
Limestone in this area, we get a lot of rain and it grows sort of moss and lichen on it. So if we had a magnifying glass and peered at these rocks, there'd be tiny plants we could see. And some people eat them by the dozen, and sometimes they like them raw. They may shuck them.
Clams.
Keep going.
Oysters.
Yes. Oysters. These are oysters. These are 20 million year old oysters. On average they're about that big. I don't know if you can see, but that bit there, that's his hinge of one of them, so that's sort of this bit. One part of that shell's going down into there.
Yeah.
It's that one right there. It's just
Getting ready for your next scene, Chloe. Coming up to the troll cave.
Tiny little cave. And then when you see the movie, they go down inside it.
There must be a cave nearby.
That interior is back down in the studio. Now Bilbo is standing just there.
Comment below and let us know who did the best remake.
Look at this, I just found another cave here. That is so cool. It's amazing to think that we're walking on the movie sets from Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Unbelievable. Basically, this whole movie set, we literally are going through set by set by set. She's describing it all And this is one of the major chases that happens. You're gonna see it all along here. It's all purely what was here. It's nothing blue, well, nothing, you know, computer animated, this one shot. This is what's so cool about New Zealand, and I can see why the filmmakers come here to make their movie sets.
That was so cool, and basically everything they filmed here, that sequence was 22 minutes in the film of the first Hobbit on the Unexpected Journey. But it was so cool to just see everything and see how it goes. And so we definitely recommend that you should go on this tour.
Our next stop was over to go see
CaveWorld. So we're gonna go see some glowworms. It's gonna be really cool. And here in Waitamel, there's actually like 300 different caves.
Yeah, all underground with water flowing through them in rivers. It's very magical.
Yeah. Quick break in today's video to talk about Adventure Lab, brought to you by Geocaching. Adventure Lab is an app that is all free and super fun, and a good way to make your walking tours or adventures fun. Basically what you do is, as you go to different places, it's geolocated, so you get to a spot and then you have a task to fill in, and you go around a city or a town or anywhere doing a little adventure, like a treasure hunt.
Have you guys ever traveled around with your kids and it's kind of like they're complaining because they don't really want to do this big walking tour? Well, Adventure Labs gamifies your travel, because when you're going around, you download the Adventure Labs app, you select the circuit you want to do, and now everybody's on board because you're doing essentially a treasure hunt as you go. And it makes it fun. You can learn a little bit about the history of the area, and it basically is a fun way to travel and sightsee in a city.
Yeah, it's so interactive, it's great for all ages, and really you get to see like little hidden gems and places that maybe you wouldn't normally go to, and they have them around the world, and we really enjoy them. So go download Adventure Lab, amazing app, really fun. Let's get back onto our adventure.
Our tour started with a short drive towards the caves, and the reason why there are so many caves is because this whole area is covered in limestone. Here we are, so our next stop is going to be going through the Waitamel caves here. So in the Waitamel area, there's actually 300 different caves in and around the area. And Wai means water and Tamo means sinkhole. So it's like all the caves from the sinkholes.
At the end of our trip today, I'll make you some kawa tea. Wow. And you can have a little taste of it. It's found nowhere else in the world, so it's unique to New Zealand. Its closest relative is the kava plant found in the islands. This was used for everything. You had toothache, you can chew on it. It's almost like it's not an alcoholic drink, but it
kind of hallucinogenic.
Yeah. It sort of makes your mouth numb and makes you.
This river you see here goes underground, and then it comes out about 2 kilometers further on. Look at this little room. This is where we're going to come back after to have some tea.
With that magical plant. Look at this ancient little stove.
Okay, so there's about 100 steps down, and then we get down and it's gonna be like 14 degrees.
Nice. Is that gonna feel good on a day like today?
Oh yeah.
As you come down, you can see these layers in the limestone, and we're told when that formed under the sea, it would take between 6,000 and 10,000 years to form each one of those layers.
Wow.
No way, as soon as we got into the cave, we started to see glowworms hanging from the ceiling. So all these little blue lights dots are from the glowworm.
Wow.
And then just kneel down. So more were the largest bird in the world before they became extinct just over 200 years ago. It's not uncommon to find them in caves at the bottom of these tunnel.
Yeah, look at that. And then you got these. Look straight up. Whoa. It looks scary. What if it falls on your head? Ah! Be like an axe coming down to murder you.
This is the stream, and the reason we see all the glowworms just over here, this is where all the insects are hatching.
Something we learned is that when people used to be working down here in the caves, they would take a little break and light up this magnesium candle, and it would light up the whole cave just like this.
Whoa.
Wow.
That is so cool.
How's that possible?
After an amazing tour, it was time for some tea.
So is that the spiciness that I'm tasting?
Yeah, it'll almost tingle on the back
Yeah.
of your tongue, yeah.
Oh, that's different, eh?
Yeah.
At first I thought it was the heat of the
me
tea.
too.
I thought, oh, the tea made my tongue do that. But no, it's the tea.
It's the colour, yeah.
So some of the fun facts that we just learned from when we were in the caves is that the little glowworms are only here in New Zealand, like
Yeah.
nowhere else in the world.
And
Other
they're not-
than, well, I was going to say one little spot in Tasmania where Australia and New Zealand may have been connected at one time. There you can find them as well.
And they're not really glowworms. They're actually like more like a magnet. Or
And can I say one last thing? What I thought was a really cool highlight is that they even had bones from the moa. Like, because they would fall down and die, but that was just so cool.
Moa birds were
Yeah.
down in the caves.
And if you don't know, a glowworm turns into a fly after a while, but the fly only lasts like a few days because the flies don't have mouths, so they can't eat, so they just starve.
And
They
the
just do that
reason
too.
why they're bright like that is so that they can attract all the insects. So the insects go to them, and then they have these like little filaments that are hanging down,
And there's a
and they
little
get
liquid,
sticky. Yeah,
and that paralyzes the bug, and then they eat it.
and then they
And
eat it.
when the female lays her eggs, it lays like let's say 100 or something, and the first one born eats the rest of them to get their energy to reboot, like reproduce.
So I mean, one of you would eat your sisters just to get enough energy to make their little nest. Anyway, it was amazing. It was such a cool tour and so highly recommended. The one we did was like more of a unique one where you go in smaller groups, and it was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
If you get
And
a
then you
chance,
to try
definitely
the
come check
tea
it
and
out.
stuff.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching this video. We hope you guys enjoyed the tour as much as we did. And make sure you click the notification bell and subscribe, because our next video is going to be so epic, so fun. We are going surfing with Raglan Surf, and then we're doing this crazy epic adventure with Raglan Rock where we go rappelling down these amazing cascades. See you next time. Bye!